Welcome, guys and girls and children of all ages. My masterpiece has commenced and has finished. Somehow, I got it together. I got my variac put together. Give you guys, I'll put it down so you can see it first. Kind of sneaks together down in here. And I am so happy with it. I cannot explain the excitement that I have for this thing. It turned out awesome. This switch is messed up, but it still works. It's just the light don't work. Don't ask me why or how, but that's the problem with used stuff. And as you can see, I got it. It's actually how I wanted it. I wanted it to open up. The only thing that connects is this to the switch. That's the power to the switch. So got everything else ran right through it. It's gonna stay, and I'll give you a kind of a live look in at this thing. So, as you remember, that's what I was working on. Yeah, upside down mess. I'll show you the printout of that. Maybe that'll make it a little more easier. But where's So that is the variac, and at 240, I haven't seemed to have any problems with 240 variac working with what I have. And that is 120 over here in the US. See that? 240. 230. So, yeah, I haven't had any issues with that. I really don't want to bind it down to check the amperage or anything, but it took me a bit to figure out which hookups I needed. I just couldn't get it straight, and then looking at it upside down, I just couldn't get it in my head. Couldn't get my head wrapped around it. So I actually finished it up just this evening, and I'm ecstatic. I can't believe that I actually have a good and working variac. So got a dim bulb, and I got a variac now. I feel like I stepped up in the world. Even though it means nothing to me, I feel like I graduated from the beginner class of something. But anyways, yeah. So real quick here, got the fuse, little fusage right here. I just got a little 3 ampere in it. Anything over that, it pops. I don't mind. I'll just change it. You know, if I keep blowing 3 amp fuses, then I'll put something a little fiercer in. I just want to be very delicate with my variacs. Again, a variac is the company that used to make these, and maybe still does. I'm not totally sure, but it's a variable transformer. So a lot of things are called a variac. It's not an isolation transformer. That's the other thing I made there. One of my first videos. But as you can see, and I did figure out my voltage. I got it going up over, I got it to 149. So that's why I put the red on there, just so I know. And let me put you guys on the side. Oh, on the back, I got for a plug-in right there. That's just the IEC connector. I wanted to be able to unhook it, and I got a bunch of IEC cords, so I figured that'd be easy enough just to plug it in and go with that. Now on this side, I'm sorry about the shakiness. I hate doing videos like that. And then I got the plug on this side right there, so once the switch is on, you can plug into it, and whatever it's turned to is what you're gonna get. Again, it's on percentage. I don't exactly know why they did that, but it actually worked out for me, because otherwise it would be all the wrong voltages. And if you can see down in there, there it goes. That is just the fuse holder with the 3 amp little glass fast blow fuse, that would be. So let me hang you guys up quick. I gotta kind of hang on the... There we go. And let me unplug it so it's a little bit safer unplugged. There's the plug. And this is the only hookup I need to make because I didn't want this coming up and sneaking through everything and tearing away at my wires. As you can tell, I obviously used some pretty heavy gauge wire. This one always wants to crank back in here, but this is the way I put it down. That one slides back there, and this one just pops up in here. And then it has a nice little spot it tucks into right along the little latch here. And I got my plug earthed. I just soldered a little lead onto it. I don't know where the screw went, and then that's where it's grounded right there. And she comes down and bang, and it's locked. So I can even put a little handle on it to carry it or whatever, but it's exactly what I wanted. It almost worked out perfect, as you can see on the bottom. There, I had to cut the hole through, but with the little feet on it, it's actually almost just about even with the sides here. I don't know if you can tell from there or not, but it's actually, that would be the only thing that would have made it perfect. If the little box here would have been about ½ inch thicker, that would have been absolutely perfect. But I cut the bottom out. The biggest thing is dust in that, and dust ain't gonna bother it up from the bottom. And even if I have to, I could just put a little plate over it to cover it or whatever. It could go right over it. I actually had this here in mind. I got a bunch of crap in it, but this was intended for it. But then if it sat up on this, it would rock around, and I didn't like it, so that's what I ended up with. But it was a brutal fight, but it's done and it works, and I'm pretty darn ecstatic. I hope you guys enjoy checking this out, and any questions or that, always feel free to ask. I'd be glad to answer or help anyone with it. I always have trouble with metal. Cutting metal, I always get I always go too small first, and then the next cut is always too big. It always works out like that. But anyways, let's get to the real news here. Let's get this guy plugged in, and let's get this show on the road. Okay, I'll get this so you guys can see it. Hopefully. Like I said, my light don't light up. It did, but then it was plugged in the wrong way and it wouldn't work. I kept getting all kinds of odd readings. Don't ask me what's going on with that switch. I have no idea, but that's what happens when you be cheap like I am and use cheap stuff. Cheap, unused stuff. So, alright, let's wind her down. With my good multimeter, I was getting 0.9 volts at dead zero. And as I wind it up, you'll see it gets happier and happier. Whee! 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 And right there should be right around 120. I wonder if that multimeter's off a little bit. It was exactly 120 with my other multimeter, but anyways, yep, 146. It is off a little bit. I wonder what my other multimeter reads. So, it was in the last video, the part 1 of the variac where I started it. As you could tell, I was having issue with, I could only get up to 120 when I wound it up for some reason. So, that was just, I was on the wrong windings is all it really was. And I got that figured out, and then fighting with the switch, I finally got it all. Let's see what we got here. 149.4. That's exactly what my other multimeter was reading. So yeah, that one's reading a little low, but I can't complain. It works, right? So I would have loved to show more of the process, and it's just me cutting stuff out and measuring and marking and then fiddling around soldering. There's really not anything too exciting about it. I didn't want to put everyone to sleep, but I just kind of wanted to show the process. And again, I can wind her down, and I even got some big old bridge rectifiers, so I could just rectify it and have it come out as DC if I needed. But oh yeah, I wanted to show you guys the layout. Oh yeah, the on top here, that's all the percentage. So again, that worked out all right. And wind it down. Point should be 0.9. That thing's out to lunch. But anyways, yeah, nothing real exciting, but I just wanted to show you guys kind of how I put mine together. I know I've seen other videos of people, not too many of how they really did theirs. It's just, I don't, usually people buy them, I guess, but I always try to not do that, I guess. But anyways, yeah, then I can, it's on now, I can shut it off, and it's a little tedious popping it open. But again, I just pull that wire and then it folds right open. As long as I put it on a rest, it doesn't pull on the wires or nothing. And yeah, that's about it. And then I can get in here and add different things or whatever. So that's the whole reason behind why I wanted to use this case, is so I could get in there, open it up, and move stuff around and change whatever I needed. And I am absolutely ecstatic with it. And on top of it, it works, which is, it's just bonus. It's hard to find some days. So again, just whoop. But just figured I'd shoot that for you guys. Didn't want to talk about it and not show it, kind of some process of it. But appreciate you checking me out. Check the channel out, Randy's Den. Check me out at yahoo.com at Randy's Den. And any questions, comments, feel free. I thank you guys very much. Have a great day.